Swift.
The final of the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup 2023. India versus Australia in a Men's World Cup final after 20 years. Well, this should be good. This is Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPNcricinfo Matchday, powered by Qatar Airways. Anil Kumble with me. We'll hear from Tom Moody as well. I think we know what to expect from Rohit Sharma.
Yes.
And the question is, how does an opposing team counter that, perhaps? Or are we going to expect the same at this ground, Anil?
Yes, I'm also expecting Rohit not to just stop that at 40 or 50. Yes, he's been giving India that impact early on, but I'm expecting both the impact batter and the bowler for India to perform exceptionally well in a final. So it's not going to be easy to stop a Rohit Sharma the way he's batting. He'll continue to bat that way. And we've seen in Ahmedabad that batting is pretty, it's a good surface. So I'm irrespective of whether India bats first or bats second, I don't see Rohit controlling the way he is doing it unless the pitch demands that, which we saw when India played England. So I'm certainly thinking that Rohit will come there and get a really big score there.
Yeah, he's also done it on surfaces which haven't been easy, like the Eden Gardens against South Africa, Tom. So I'm sure the oppositions are thinking about this. Right, what are we going to do to stop Rohit Sharma from teeing off the way he has been?
Well, I think the only way you can approach it is to get him out. So I think if you try to go the conservative route and try to build pressure and bowl hard length and try to, bowl dot balls, I think you're falling into the trap of, playing into his hand. I think you need to go as aggressive as he is to you as a bowling unit. So I'd certainly like to see Australia take him on. We know that he plays the short ball really well, but let him know that you're certainly not shy to offer that. Look to bowl that full swinging ball, so Stark early on, trying to, wrap one, past his defence or hit him in the pads in front of the stumps. We've seen him in the past with left armers have his challenges. So I think you must take the game on against him.
All right, stick with me, Tom, on Australia's middle order, which remains a concern, especially against spin. It was spin that was their undoing in the opening game for these two teams, and the semi-final wouldn't have helped. What would you be saying to that bunch of batters in the middle when it comes to facing Kuldeep and Jadeja again?
Well, I think you just clearly got to have your A plan very clear in your head, making sure that you know exactly what Jadeja's done. All those players have played against him and Kuldeep for that matter many, many times. So making sure that you're very clear with what your A game is, and just don't hesitate. Be positive with your approach, whether that's defending or looking to hit straight down the ground or playing your sweep shots. Don't second guess it. I think it's important Australia, are looking to rotate the strike early against them, not trying to take them on as such. Maybe Kuldeep you can put under pressure early on, but certainly Jadeja's a different customer. He's a lot harder to find those boundaries. So I think be very clear with your thought process. Identify how you're going to be scoring both on the off and leg side, and making sure that you don't hesitate with your approach.
Is that India's top priority, or the vulnerability in the Australian middle order? Do you see that being decisive in the outcome of this game?
Oh yes, I've always said that Australia are dependent on their top order for them to give starts, and that's going to be challenged with the three seamers that India have, plus the two spinners. The middle order needs to bat better. They need to use the feet. What I've seen, especially of someone like a Labuschagne, is that when he gets stuck, the only option that he thinks of is a sweep or a reverse sweep. He needs to start using his feet, use the depth of the crease, and that's something that if the Aussie batters do against spin, then it becomes a lot more easier to tackle. And like Tom mentioned, you need to be aggressive, you need to be positive, you need to show that intent. Not necessarily that you need to hit fours and sixes, but that intent to say, okay, I'm here to just knock it around. And even if it is, just a single or dead defense, you still need to have that body language that you're aggressive against the spinners. Otherwise, you see it as a bowler. You see that the batter is not really comfortable here, irrespective of the surface. Then you're on top.
Do you see the top order coming hard at a Shami? Can they, Head and Warner, take down Shami?
Oh, definitely Head. Travis Head I don't think he thinks any other way just to come and go hard. And that's where I feel that a Bumrah who's sort of been quiet all along, he's certainly been the impact bowler for India, like how Rohit Sharma has been the impact batter for India. I see Bumrah having a big say in this final.
Right, Bumrah and Rohit for Anil Kumble. Key players, Tom Moody, for you. We did finally see Mitch Starc have the impact with the new ball that he perhaps hadn't previously in the tournament. But if you had to pick two players from Australia who need to have a good day if they are to push India?
Yeah, I think both the opening bowlers for Australia are going to be absolute key, Starc and Hazlewood. There's no question of the quality of India's top order. So if Australia don't make inroads early, they're going to be staring down the barrel of a significant score. Or if if India are chasing Australia's score, they'll chase it down pretty comfortably. So I think both those opening bowlers are going to be key for Australia. And from a batting perspective, the middle order. It needs to be a middle order player. We've seen Mitch Marsh get 100 at 3, but we're needing someone at 4 or 5 or both getting significant scores, if not 100, one of them getting 100.
Will the toss have any significant advantage here for either team at Ahmedabad from what we've seen?
Not really. It's just the occasion of a final. That's about it. I mean, what you're comfortable with going into a final, whether you want to bat first and then put up a score, runs on the board, put that pressure on Australia. That's the only thing. Otherwise, I don't see it to be that much of a factor. I think dew as well. In this time of the year, it won't be that much dew. So I think it won't be that much of a factor.
You see India as a batting first team now, though.
I think so. I think what we have seen, we have seen in the semi-finals, even at the Wankhede, going with that, I think India are looking to do that.
Do Australia have a preference, Tom?
Look, I don't think so. I think in a final, the mentality as always runs on the board is pressure in itself. So I think they'd probably ideally like to bat first, purely on the basis of, final. If you can get 250, 270, you've got a decent score on the board. You're now throwing the pressure back on India to chase that down.
All right, Australia did bat first and defend a score of 286 successfully against England at this ground. And India did chase and beat Pakistan quite comfortably also at this ground. Thank you very much. Anil Kumble, Tom Moody, plenty more from you on the day of the final on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPNcricinfo Matchday, powered by Qatar Airways.
Stunning looks, then swift,